Olivia Miles is staying in college, entering the transfer portal. And the question that me and Steve will want to answer today is, does this make the Chicago Sky's decision to trade number 3 even smarter? We're going to talk about it all and more on right after this, I should say.
Welcome to Chicago Sky Central, and here's your host, Haize.
What's going on, Sky fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Sky Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Sky related. We got Stevo, myself, Haize, in the building. Stevo, you were spot on when the Chicago Sky made the trade and traded the number 3 overall pick. You did mention that maybe there's some information that we weren't all privy to that Jeff Pagliosha found out. Well, it turns out that Olivia Miles is staying in college. She's entering the transfer portal. I do agree. I do feel like this makes the Sky's decision to trade the number 3 overall pick just make that much more sense. How you feeling, Steve-O?
Yeah, because I told you when the trade first went down, I was like, wait a minute, do that really make sense right now? And then I was like, because there's still a possibility that she don't go to, she should still fall to 3. And I always felt like our main target was Olivia. We needed a point guard because at the time before all the trades was made, all the signings was made, we didn't really have a point guard, really didn't have a point guard for the future. But as the you just start paying attention as the college season was going. They was having a great year. They was listed as one of the finalists to be in the tournament, and she started getting a little injury riddle towards the end, but she still finished kind of strong. But then it came down to it. I ain't gonna go into the game. If you want to go in, it's a whole bevy of content on TikTok is around about how I feel about the game, but I just I know a lot of people gonna be like, but what if she did have a good ending to her college career? This, that, and the third. For her to leave Notre Dame, mind you, this is Notre Dame that puts guards into the league. For her to leave, because for those who don't know, this is Olivia's like third year, I believe. So she's been trying to make it out of the Sweet 16 for 3 years straight. 1 year she couldn't do it because she was hurt. So she got tired of that shit. So for me, when I hear this, it was either Jeff heard that she was either going back to school for a senior anyway because maybe she didn't feel comfortable that they was gonna get to the final dance, or two, he heard that she was looking elsewhere anyway, trying to get that bag because that's what C Dub just asked me. You think the bag is involved? And I all said all depends on where she goes.
Yeah, and keep in mind too, you can keep that NIL money too when you first come into the WNBA too. So like, if she can get the bag now doing that, it makes her earnings in the first couple of years in the WNBA. And it's also, for those that don't know, this is another thing to think about with this, Steve-O. We know that the contracts are going up with the CBA. So she's also going to be making more on her rookie scale deal by waiting to come into the W next year as well. So not only she can double dip, she's going to get more NIL money depending on the school she goes to, and she's going to make more initial earnings as a rookie waiting to come into the league when the CBA goes up.
Yeah, that's what I was sitting here thinking about because I'm sitting here like Jeff just can't be this damn dumb. It's something we're not piecing together because, like I said, one thing we don't know about Jeff is just he don't have a track record, so we can't pick up none of his tendencies or he don't know none of his history decisions. But like I said, I felt like this was always a thought because when you have your eye on somebody and then in the lower and lower to the point where you feel like you can't get them, that's when you get to the point where you're ready to make that trade. And he made that trade, and he ain't thought back about it since. And it's crazy because I ain't heard nothing. It been radio silence ever since that trade went down. So that was just a hunch I was going off of.
So yeah, so when you look at this now, right? The Chicago Sky, who, if I'm not mistaken, we own all our picks outright for next year as well, right? Mm. And we do think this is going to be a much better team next year. Do you think they still could be in the running for Olivia Miles? Or do you think the team's going to be too good? Because keep in mind, you did think the trade that we made was going to push us to being a playoff team. So does that now preclude us from potentially getting our point guard of the future?
I mean, maybe, but then again, that draft that's coming out, she just joined it. it's gonna be she just made it deeper. So no daddy, but like you got so many people, especially at the guard position, like as he's coming back. We still don't know what Fly J gonna do. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of people we still don't know about that's even going into the draft. So I feel like yes, I don't think we might be in a running to get her because if she has, depending on where she goes and the type of season she has, she's still gonna be rivaling that top to 2 to 3 pick, in my opinion, because she's just that talented to me. But I don't think I think we're gonna be if we are getting the pick, we're gonna be in a running with like 8 or 9, 10 again, because I do think we either gonna be in the playoffs or right outside of it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we'll see. And we've seen Jeff Pagliosha has been aggressive about trading up and going to get his player that he has too. So we'll on his board. So we'll see if that means anything and what they want to do there. But this definitely does paint a new light on the Skies trade. We still pick at number 10, so there's still going to be some really good talent that we can get there. We have the 16th overall pick, I think, as well, because we pick high up in the second round. So the Sky's still looking to add a really nice young talent in this draft, but next year's draft, 2026 draft, is
That's the draft.
going to be deep as all hell, bro.
From a bevy of positions, wings, guards, bigs. It's gonna be it's gonna feel like fucking Baskin Robbins. What flavor do you want?
That's a fact. That's a fact. So we'll see what the future does hold there, man. But shout out to Jeff Pagliosha. It's always so like, this is why what I always say, Steve-O, with trades, you got to judge a trade 3 times. How you
Yep.
initially feel, some time down the road, and then years later. I didn't think we'd be rejudging it for the second time already this soon, about a month after it was made, but that's the way the cookie crumbles, man.
Yeah. And that's what I said. I was like, I didn't know for sure what Jeff was doing. I was hoping this is what he heard. So I'm glad he was this. But like you said, you just gotta look at it at different phases because in this league, like, and I think the most important, like you said, I think we only in phase 2, years down the head. This still don't mean that Jeff know exactly he knows what he doing. At the time, we could say it looks what Jeff did a smart move. It still got to come to fruition.
Yep, because if we come out and then we have a struggle of a season, is going to put that in another light after that. So we'll see what that
Exactly.
holds for him. Any last words, Steve, before we get up out of here?
No, my bad, y'all. I know a lot of us they been get on our ass. We need some more Sky content. Hey, man, it's a lot of shit
Listen,
going on
it's been a
in these
lot
sports
between
streets.
the NFL draft, the Bulls actually playing better. It's been a lot of shit going on, but we'll get back here, get back more regular around here. So be on the lookout for that, man. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you're following us at Chicago Sky Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, Chicago Sky Central at gmail.com. And then lastly, if you want to leave a text message and or voicemail for the mailbag, 773-270-2799. We're the number 1 spot for everything Chicago Sky related. We'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.